Good morning. Today the topic is Introduction to Engineering Mechanics. I am E. Ilavenil, Assistant Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering, Thandai Periyar Government Institute of Technology, Vellore. So basically the course that we are seeing is coded GE8292. It is engineering mechanics with 3 lecture hours, 2 tutorial hours and 4 credits. So the objective of the course is to develop a capacity to predict the effect of force and motion in the course of carrying out the design functions of engineering. So the title Engineering Mechanics has 2 components. The first half is termed engineering. We'll come to that a little later. The next half is mechanics. So first we will see what is mechanics. Mechanics is the study of force and its effects. So it involves reactive forces and the motion created by the applied forces, and it is a very essential part studied under physics. So under mechanics we study statics, dynamics, under which we study kinematics and kinetics. So first we'll see what is statics. Statics is the study of forces and its effects on stationary bodies. So when we say stationary bodies, it means that the body is stationary even after the application of forces, because normally when forces are applied, there is a tendency that the stationarity is disturbed. But here when we say stationary body, it means that even after the application of forces, the body would be stationary. So when we say forces and its effects, what would be the effect? Is that the effect would be some reaction force, because here the another possibility that there is some motion created by force is absent. So in study of statics, even when there is a force applied upon, the usual 2 happenings that are having some movement or having some deformation, both are absent, and what we have is when we apply some force, we have some reaction, which is also another force, of course, which would be equal and opposite in nature, would be available. So that is all about statics. And then we have dynamics. So study of force and its effect on moving bodies is called dynamics. So we have typical applications for dynamics in machines, automobiles, etc. And dynamics is classified as kinematics and kinetics. Of course, it is kinetics instead of dynamics shown here. So kinematics is the study of geometry of motion. So when you say geometry of motion, it is not concerned about what the forces that are acting upon. Without considering the forces responsible for that motion, we study purely the motion alone. So normally we study that through the terms position, displacement, velocity, acceleration and jerk. Next, kinetics. So kinetics is the study of the forces involved in motion of bodies. Of course, it is not only in terms of the forces that we use to study. It also involves the study of forces, momentum, work, power, as well as energy. So the interactions of all these factors are studied under kinetics. So finally, coming to our title, that is engineering mechanics. So it is the mechanics with practical applications. So here, instead of the normal problems that we study under mechanics, typically we here study engineering field problems. So when we study the mechanics under the engineering field problems, we call it engineering mechanics. So here the values are very realistic and the case studies are also very realistic. But here we go for engineering considerations and approximations. So this is the level of accuracy that we want in an engineering problem. That is what we consider. Needlessly going for higher accuracy level is normally avoided in engineering mechanics. So the outcome of the course. So after successful completion of this course, a student will be able to illustrate the vectorial and scalar representation of forces and moments, analyze the rigid body in equilibrium, evaluate the properties of surfaces and solids, calculate dynamic forces exerted in rigid body, determine the friction and its effects by the laws of friction. So all these things a student will be able to do after successfully completing the course, or say learning the contents of the course. Of course, here I would like to indicate one very important thing, that is, whenever we say learning this course, it means learning by practice and not by just reading or listening. Only by working out and solving the problems one is expected to learn the subject, learn how to tackle yet another and new problem. So without that, learning the basic concepts itself is not going to take you anywhere. So the subject is to be learned through solving problems, working out whatever cases that we see. Okay. Finally, what we have seen in this very brief lecture is what is mechanics. So how it is classified as statics, kinematics, and kinetics, and of course where it is classified as dynamics we have seen in this classification. We have also seen what is engineering mechanics and what makes the subject or the course as engineering mechanics. And finally we have seen what are the outcome of the course. So with this, I end up this brief lecture. Thank you.